Okay, division with complex numbers. Now, if you notice at the top of page 559, it says complex numbers a plus bi and a minus bi are called complex conjugates. Remember conjugates from some of the other lessons? Conjugates are used to get rid of or rationalize the denominator. So we're changing the denominator to get rid of, when we were doing square roots, we used conjugates to get rid of the square root in the denominator. When we use them with imaginary numbers, we're using it because we can't have an imaginary number in the denominator either. So using conjugates, which remember the only difference is it's the exact same numbers and variables, it's just one is a plus and one is a minus. So, for instance, if we have that, we cannot have an imaginary number there. So what we do is we multiply the top and the bottom by the conjugate, 3 plus 2i. Okay, so we can multiply all of this through the bottom here. We can do the FOIL method and multiply all that through, or we can square the first term and square the second term, put a minus beside it, okay? And then we can do the FOIL method here. So we end up with 2 times 3 is 6 first, outside, inside, and last. So then when we start messing around with this, we get 6 plus 4i, let's do 6 plus 7i plus 2 times I squared is -1 over 9 minus 4 -1. And that gives us, this is -2, right? So 6 plus -2 is 4 plus 7i over 9 minus 4 times -1, which -1 times 4 is a negative, so that makes that a positive. And that becomes a 13. Problem is, it is not in a plus bi format. We have to split these up. So we have a real part and an imaginary part or a complex part. So we just split each one of these up and put it over 13. And now we're in the form a plus bi. Okay. Number 18. Okay, so when we have just an I there, the conjugate of I is just -I. Okay? So when we do that, we get this times this, so we're going to have to distribute that -I times 7 is -7i. Distribute it here, and we get plus 4i squared. This is going to give me -I squared. Okay, so I'm just going to rewrite this, and instead of the I squareds, change that to the -1 that it equals. -1 that it equals. So that means this changes to a positive, and this ends up being -7i minus 4 over 1. So we don't need to show the 1, and we need to flip these around to -4, keep the sign with it, to that, because we have to, again, keep it in that form, a plus bi. Okay, so that is it for 6.7, and that is it for Chapter 6.